Hello, welcome back to Gearhead Geeks, where today we're going to go on ahead and we've got a starter cover from a KZ1000 that has been rusted and pitted, and we are going to bring it back to life so it looks as good as new. It won't be chrome, it'll be zinc plated, but you'll be surprised at the outcome. And as you can see, it is a mess. It is just terrible. It's got pits. It's been abused. It's been sitting out forever. It's been rusted. I ground off a little bit of the rust, but you can see that heavily pitted. It's in terrible shape. We are going to make this thing look like it's brand new. So using nothing more than some vinegar, some salt, and an old battery. And believe it or not, it will be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to get these pits and everything all cleaned off of there and get the metal down to a place where we can make it look nice. So the best way to do that is with a dual action sander. Just take a DA and we are just going to work our way through all of these pits till the metal is nice and smooth and looks good. So we'll get going with that. So things are going to get a little noisy, but we'll live with it. So with the DA, this is a good Blue Point snap-on. It's really good about not using a lot of air. So here we go. Almost all the light ones are gone. There's still a few heavy ones in there. We'll get them. But you just have to work at it. But the top is becoming nice and smooth. It's not, using the DA makes it so it's not so very wavy. And away we go. We'll just keep on going. Okay, as you can see, most of the really deep ones are gone. There's a little bit more to do, but now it's going to be where we have to just take sandpaper, and this is 120, and get into all the little nooks and crannies and get all that rust, pitting, and all that stuff gone. And after a bit of more polishing, we're going to sand with some 3000 again. We're just getting off any final scratches that we found. I put a little water on this, but it'll be fine. And as you can see, we are starting to get a really nice finish on this. Now, that was a lot of work to get all the really nasty stuff off, but it was worthwhile, and it'll be worthwhile in the end. Get this guy cleaned up, and we're going to get ready for doing some plating. And we'll do it the easiest way you've ever seen. In most cases, you don't even have to take off the part off the bike to replate it, which makes it really nice. The next thing we're going to do here is we are going to mix up our plating compound. And it's nothing more than some plain old vinegar. You can get that in the camera. Vinegar. I got this as some concentrate vinegar. I don't know. I just opened it, so. But vinegar is vinegar. Just fill it up a little bit so we have some some liquid in there to use. We're not dunking it, we're brushing it. Okay, so the next thing is a little bit of salt, and let's just add about a tablespoon of salt. This is some Epsom salt, maybe more like a teaspoon. That's good. And we'll mix that up. All that we're going to do here is, the idea here is to zinc plate this part. And the way we're going to zinc plate this part and the zinc we're going to use is, this is just an old battery that's dead, and you just peel back its coating, and it's just nothing more than exposing the battery. There's the cover, it's all gone, and there's probably a couple little electrodes on here which we don't really care about. We'll just leave it alone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little makeup pad, nothing more than just plain old makeup pad, and we will wrap this guy up with that. Then what we'll do is we're going to take a power supply, and I use a power supply. You can use the little power supplies that come with that you recharge things. All you have to do is just figure out which one's negative and which one's positive and hook them up however you do it, whether you use alligator clips, wire or something, whatever you want to do. But we're going to take our negative and we will put it on our part. And then the positive is going to be our battery. We have to have a connection to it. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to soak this pad in the vinegar salt solution. And then with the power on, and we're going to run it to about 5 volts, as you can see right here. We're going to soak that in, and we'll get that all ready to go. And all we're doing is creating an electrolyte that current can pass through and conduct, and what we'll end up doing is depositing the zinc off of this battery onto this cover. And if you look, you can see on the power supply that it's drawing current. In this particular case, it's about 400 milliamps. And what we're doing is we're just taking this and we're brushing it on. And you just go kind of slow. And there's about a half an amp. And you can start to see this dull coating going over the top. It's not really a coating. Well, it is a coating. But what it is you're plating. And you just kind of go slow and make sure you do a good coverage on it. You can see it's kind of modeling and doing whatever from different, just my fingers on it and whatnot. But I've gone and I'm making sure that I cover all the way around. Now I've been doing this for a few minutes, but just as an example, I get into all the edges, and the liquid is transferring our zinc onto the part itself. And we've got a relatively good coat of zinc on there now at the moment. I have been doing this for about 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. And just keep on going around, and I'm just making sure I cover everything. And I missed a couple little spots of rust on the very edge, which I can do later. The good part is, even if you mess something up and you have to work it some more, that's okay. You can work it and just replate it, because it's not like paint. It doesn't have to blend. You just cover it, and that's the color. That's what it's going to be in this particular case. You can see, and it's, as you see, this is much more dull, because that dull stuff is zinc. It's a nice new fresh layer of zinc over the top of this entire part. You can see this already it looks pretty good. Okay, so now what we need to do is we'll just take a rag here. Microfiber seems to work okay. A little bit of aerosol, and here we go. Let's see what we come up with here. As you can see, turning into a chrome-like finish. Zinc polishes up very, very well. I'll just whip this rag around a little bit. And as you can see, we've got a nice chrome-like finish on that. And this was in terrible, terrible shape. Now, this could be better. I mean, if we did a little bit more surface prep, we could even get it better. And this is a fairly big part to be doing. But if you have a handlebar or something like that that needs it, you can just polish up that bad spot, hit it with some zinc, and away it goes. That demonstrates how to turn a really, really nasty piece of metal, whatever you're going to do, into something that is nice and almost as good as chrome. Yes, we're not taking it to the chrome shop, and this could be improved. It still needs a little final polishing to make it look perfect, but it is a really nice piece. You could leave it just like this and nobody would ever know that there was any that this was just the nastiest, rustiest, pitted, evil-looking thing that there ever was. Now, again, it needs some more polishing. I'm just not going to do, you don't need to see all that, but you get the drift. It just turns it into a really nice finish. So, with that being said, we'll see you on the next video.